What's going on, bird nerds? You guys are all doing fantastic. We're gonna kick off with another video today. Gonna do some follow-up on our canaries. I know we've had quite a few people interested, wondering how they're doing. I know I just posted a video last week on the canaries, but I think good news. We got better news this round than I've had in the last few videos, which is good, and a nice surprise. So excited to show you guys the surprise. If you've already watched my Instagram, you have already seen what I'm going to show as the surprise, but that's okay. So if you haven't, go on, subscribe to my Instagram, and if this is the first time you guys are watching these videos, click that subscribe button, click the like button, click that notifications button. I've got videos coming weekly on all of my species of birds. We've got everything from zebra finches, canaries, Goulian finches, borks, parrot finches, star finches. I've got a pretty wide variety and selection. Starting to get a few wax bills. I've got some orange cheek wax bills. Gonna get me a pair of fire finches, Senegal fire finches here pretty soon as well. Hoping to add them to the breeding program. So if you guys haven't already, subscribe right now. Just click that button. Thank you. I appreciate you guys and I appreciate your support. Let's show you how our canaries are doing, and after that we'll jump out to the surprise because it's out in the aviary and show you where we're at. Okay, so it is fairly recent since I posted the last video, so I do not know if the eggs are fertile. If you guys watched the last video that I did, she laid her second clutch. 2 of the 4 eggs were fertile. And if you guys remember, if you haven't, jump back to the last video and watch that one first, and then this one will make a little bit more sense. But I did have an extra yellow female down here in the nest, and she was my female that kept building the nest, but never laid any eggs. So what I did is I took those eggs, put them down here for her to sit on. She incubated them, she hatched them out, and then unfortunately, the chicks did not make it. So I took that as my sign. I pulled out the female, gave her some medications, and I have her off by the side, making sure that she's okay. She doesn't show any physical signs of illness. I mean, she's active, she talks, she doesn't have mites, but I'm giving her a few broad antibiotics, broad spectrum antibiotics, just to make sure I'm not missing something with her. Something just seems to be off. So I pulled her out of the breeding program. She's done for the year. And hopefully we can get her back to her normal self so that next year she can breed. Another thing that I'm going to be doing this winter, I will be cutting my lights down. I think it just threw my canaries off too much. And I would probably even say my Goulian finches, it threw them off too much to the point where it's not worth it for me to breed some of my other species throughout the winter. So I'll probably do a 6 months off and then a super heavy, hard 6 months on, and I'll have to get really creative on how I want to set everything up for them to breed and breed successfully. Because I do have some species that do well in a mixed aviary that breed better out in the flights. I have some that breed better in these cages. I have some that are a little bit more aggressive than others when it comes to breeding season. So I've got to get creative and figure out how I really want to do that. But anyways, back to the canaries. So she now has laid her 3rd clutch. I have not candled them. They're probably too soon to be candled, to be honest with you. She's been sitting heavy for about 4 days since she laid her last. She's a very good sitter. There she goes. She only laid, well, she did lay 4. It looks like one of them maybe got cracked. Let's see here. That one right there is fertile. It's hard to see on the camera, and it's light outside. There's some vein development in there, which is great. So that's probably the 1st egg. I don't see anything there, and I don't see anything there. So those will probably, I'm not, like I said, I'm not too concerned there because she just started sitting heavy. Those eggs are probably only about 4 days old. with her sitting consistently on them. So we're gonna continue to let her sit, and we'll candle them. I'll give them about 4 or 5 more days, and then I'll candle them again. But we've got the one out of the 3 that are fertile. Unfortunately, that 4th one must have broke, which reminds me, nail care is very important with your canaries. Making sure that your hens' nails are trimmed before breeding season, because that can contribute to breaking the eggs and poking them, damaging them. Sometimes the eggs get caught on their toenails and they get pulled out of the nest by accident, things like that. So make sure that your canary's toes are good. I was gonna set up this for my surprise that's outside, but I have now changed my mind. So we'll open that back up, let them have the full range of cage. And I'll tell you why in a little bit later, why I've changed my mind on that, at least for now. We'll give it a few more days, and then after those few days, we'll be able to more consistently decide what we want to do as far as bringing another bird in here. So anyways, we got 3 eggs there, and then this canary hen, she is currently laying eggs now. She just laid her 3rd egg this morning. Some nice, pretty blue eggs, look nice and healthy. I did put a new male in here. So, because this is her 3rd clutch, her first 2 were not fertile. None of the eggs were fertile. So I pulled the male and I replaced with this guy who has been singing. He's been feeding her. He's been nice and attentive, been a great male. Got some good, beautiful colorings on him. He's got some lipochrome genetics in him, which are great. So I'm hoping for some success there with some nice fertile eggs for these guys. Like I said, she just laid her 3rd egg this morning. So once she lays her 4th egg, we'll give it about 5 to 7 days, and then we'll candle, see, hopefully, fingers crossed, goodness, that these eggs will be fertile and we'll be good to go there. It is starting to get into, we're almost into June. It is starting to get warm, so I will have to install my AC vent to keep it climate controlled in here, to keep it cool enough that the heat, because once it gets too hot, it'll throw your canaries off. It throws them into a molt. So I will need to make sure to keep it nice and cool in here. When I say nice and cool, I'm saying between like probably about 80 degrees. That'll be cool enough for them to still be in breeding condition, and do all that, and be able to be able to raise these eggs, sit on them, hatch out the chicks, raise them successfully before I have to worry about it getting roasting hot and they're getting out of breeding condition. So we just have those 2 pairs in here. Now let's go out and show you the surprise that I have outside. Okay, let's take you guys on out. Get to show you the nice warm outside. We've got the beautiful plants going. Like I said, we're gonna get the AC unit in there. Most of the plants are surviving. I did sell almost all of my young canaries that I had left, so I've only got about 3 canaries in the flights now, whereas before I had about 10. Got most of them sold. I've got a couple others that are selling. This is the aftermath of canaries. They just love to eat your plants, which is good. That was the reason why I put them in here. Give them some nice enrichment opportunities and engagement there. So let's come on over here. Oh, it looks like she might have jumped off of her nest, but that'll be good. Down here, if you guys watched my video on Instagram, I have a canary hen that I didn't realize was a hen. Actually, she came from the Aviary, and I thought she was younger, and so I just threw her out here, not expecting anything. And then I came out, she had built a nest down here at the base of this plant, and she's already got eggs in there. Let's see, she's got 2 eggs in there now. Let's see if we can zoom in enough for you guys to even see. There you go, you can kind of see the 2 blue eggs. So she's laid the 2 eggs. So since she's already laid her eggs, I will, I'm gonna just kind of let nature take its course out here and see what goes. I've debated on if she lays the 4 eggs and my other female, if her eggs are infertile, and these ones are fertile, I was gonna pull these eggs, put them under that female, and then I was gonna grab this female and bring her into the breeding cages and let her breed in the breeding cages. So haven't figured out exactly what I'm gonna do there. Let's see if we can find her. No, she's not. She must have, I did just give all the birds egg food. So she's probably inside. Oh yeah, there she is. Let's see here. See if we can zoom in for you guys. Focus. There we go. Oh, okay. So you're gonna see her head pop up right behind the Amadina. Amadina male, he just flew off. She's eating egg food. She's yellow, so I've got a yellow sitting on the window. I've got a red factor eating, and then she keeps putting her head down. Let's see if she'll pop her head up here in a minute. Like I said, I just put egg food in there. Oh, you slightly saw her. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh. Anyways, I think she's paired up with this yellow male here that's sitting in the windowsill. He has been singing. So I think, there she is. She's nice and pretty. Let's see if he feeds her. I've seen the yellow one feed her and my red factor feeder. Both of them are males. So her eggs could and should be fertile. Because there's male canaries in here, but we'll see what happens here. Look how beautiful she is. I'm kind of excited to let her breed out here, kind of give her a natural environment. It'd be fun for the kids to watch if the eggs are fertile, if they do hatch, to kind of get an up close view of her raising and feeding the chicks, and we can sit right here on the bench and just watch her. So really excited about that. But if it doesn't work out, then we'll pull her into the breeding cage. We'll pull her into the breeding cage and get her some breeding going in there with a nest. So, but super excited. Thought that was pretty cool. Wanted to show you guys. That was a huge surprise to me. Was not expecting that at all. And thought it was pretty neat. I have no nest boxes out here in my aviary. And so to see that, it really surprised me. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys' birds are all doing fantastic. Look at this beautiful red factor male. He's been feeding that female as well. So I'm not sure if he is breeding her or if that other yellow is breeding her, but it's got some really pretty colors on him. Really enjoy him. So it'll be interesting. Guess we'll find out, see if these eggs are fertile and what the chicks will turn out to be. But super exciting. Anyways, I hope you guys' birds are doing fantastic. And like I said, a little bit better news this time with the canaries. Hopefully we'll be able to get some chicks in the nest and out and on the perch here in a few weeks, when hopefully all those eggs will be fertile before it gets too warm and we get out of breeding condition for canaries or breeding season for canaries. But anyways, if you guys got any questions, comments, drop them down below. Like I said before, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, click that notifications button so you can see all the videos when I post them. I do post weekly on all of my species of birds and try to talk about breeding them and care and how to properly raise them. So anyways, thanks guys.